Hello, fellow builders, and welcome back to the bench. Yep, it's been about a week since Wonderfest. So that means there's like 340 some odd days to the next Wonderfest, so I better get started. It was a great trip. It really was. And this year they said they broke a record. Over 1,049 models were entered into the contest. That room was packed. The tables were packed, and there were some great models there. As a matter of fact, let's look at some The pictures I took are a very small portion of the models that were there. I just took pictures of the things that I really liked, that spoke to me, or things that I thought maybe, ooh, I'd like to try that on something else. Way too many to capture the whole breadth and width of models that were there. Luckily for you, though, Norm Chan from Tested was there, and they did a very comprehensive video of pretty much all the models that were there. So if you want to check out some of the models that I didn't capture, go to YouTube, look up tested.com, and you should see models from Wonderfest or whatever, because they've been releasing those. The other part of Wonderfest that I enjoy is doing the cosplay. So Jeff and I have gotten together the last couple of years, and we do our man. He's got his World War II Mando, and I've got mine, my Jedi Mandalorian, and it's always a little bit. You go through that thing of, I don't know if I want to do this. And then at some point you just got to go, okay, just let's get out there. Let's do this. And you start walking around. And people, I will say, the people of Wonderfest are fantastic. I mean, everybody just kind of embraces you, and you get a lot of head nods, and you get a lot of that in the contest as well, or even in the line. So many conversations when people were standing in line to put their model in the contest. Other people walking by like, oh man, that's really cool. It's a I feel like it's a very positive model building space. It's just fantastic. As far as I'm concerned, it's the best model show on the planet. Now, granted, it's the only one I do. So, but for as broad a range as there and the talent that comes there, it's very humbling. It really is. The one thing that I got to do this year that I've not been able to do in the past was post videos not soon after some of the things happened. And that's solely due to my buddy Stuart. He was there, and I really didn't ask him to do it. He was enjoying doing it, and he took all the photos. He edited them on his phone, and he just sent them to me so I could post them. And for that, Stuart, I cannot thank you enough, because it allowed me to just be out there and do the cosplay thing without having to think, oh, I need to stop and I owe you one. I really do. Simple one.
Careful with that. It holds valuable Jedi knowledge.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
So, hey, so if you'd like to hire Stuart to follow you around at cons, there are more models to look at. Let's do that right now. Let me reiterate. I took a very small portion of pictures. It was a very busy weekend. And I've even looked at other people's videos of the models in Wonderfest and saw models that I don't remember seeing that were there. But they were. Again, check out other videos on Wonderfest or check out tested.com and you can see more of the models in the contest. So let's talk about how I did in the contest. I took 4 models. I took my Colonial Mandalorian helmet, the E11 blaster, the holocrons, and my Mandalorian wall diorama. So 3 of the 4 got a bronze. And that's 75%. I cannot be mad at that. And if I have to be honest with myself, the Mandalorian helmet, it does look good, but it kind of loses something without the rest of the Mandalorian costume. I mean, jetpack and the Battlestar Galactica gear. It almost has to go all together in order for it to have its full impact. So we're going to figure out, we're in the process of figuring out how to display this. I'm thinking something along the lines of that. I mean, I've just got the metal wrapped around the back of the blaster. That's not going to stay. But, hold on, this is heavy. It's going to go on the wall back there. Another thing, while we're thinking about this, hold on. This is all the stuff I had to do for Wonderfest. Okay. Now I can just start over again. Wonderfest is pretty much broken into 4 different sections. So you've got the learning section where you have your demos. You learn how to do different things, painting. I went to 2 different classes. I went to one. Janine with Arsenal Models did one on using rub and buff to make resin products look metallic, which I learned some stuff there. You can actually add pigments to rub and buff and kind of change the color. I also got to go and see there was a demo for making 3D greeblies by, I think that's Steve Burns. And that was, so what Steve did was he actually showed how to take like an existing shape or image, break it down into smaller shapes, squares and circles and columns, tubes or whatever, and just build the greebly from the inside out. 3D printing is wonderful. That's kind of what I did for my backpack. I had a big panel on there. I think I needed something to look kind of like this. And can't you see I'm doing something? Hold on. And it just made me think differently about how to do things in Fusion 360. Just break it down to its simplest components and then refine it. There was also, then there's the meet and greets with we had Will and Holly from Land of the Lost there, and I did not get to meet them. I did see them around, and my buddies got to take a picture with them. And they seemed like everyone that interacted with them seemed to have great fun. Nick Tate was there from Space 1999. I didn't get to meet him during the thing, but as I was checking out, he had come up and he was asking the person, "Oh, hey, where do I catch the shuttle to the airport?" And the lady was, "Oh, blah, blah, blah." And I turned to him and said, "Nick Tate, right?" And he turns, "Me too." Thank you for showing up. We really appreciate. You have no idea how much you've done for, some of us sci-fi fans. And he thanked me, and he was just like, "Well, I might see you outside, so we could chat on the bus." But I wasn't going to the airport. I was going to the car. But that would have been a really fun conversation to have, into the airport. There's just so much that Wonderfest can be. It's so many things to so many people, and I'm just glad it exists. So, where does that put us now? What are we doing? Well, we got, I don't know. I made myself a rule. Let's start with what I did buy. I picked up 2 models. One was the Boba Fett Mandalorian kit, which I honestly think I like this Boba Fett better than the original Boba Fett. Probably because they went for, more of a, he's got the dad bod, which we can all kind of relate to that. So I'm really looking forward to building this kit. And I also picked up the Bad Batch Marauder because I like what they did with this ship. I didn't like this is kind of a riff on the Emperor shuttle from Revenge of the Sith, I think, a little bit. And I didn't like the way that looked, but the front end, that nose and everything, the armaments, what they did with this, I think I really do like. And I've also been struggling with size because with models, the more you build, the less space you have. Wall space is at a premium. And you always have to kind of take into consideration, at least when you get far enough down the line, yeah, you can build it, but where's it going to live? And so I've kind of come to the conclusion that I've got some billies in the other room. I've got a narrow billy, and the cube for the narrow billy is it's like a 13 by 13 by 13 cube. And I've pretty much decided if I can't fit it in that small cube area, then I don't need it. Now, that's going forward. I do have a couple of models like the Razor Crest that I haven't built yet that don't go into that rule. The other thing is I never build a model that I bought that same year at Wonderfest. So those two are gonna have to go into the archive, and I'm gonna have to look back at what I bought last year to work on. One of the things I have kind of started working on that I plan to work on, is the Gorn from Blackheart Models. And I've got the base primered. I'm going to try and do this guy in all airbrush. Maybe not the eyes. I'm going to try and do some things that I've never done before and see how well this comes out. So wish me luck. I think that pretty much covers it. I can't say it again. I really look forward to going to Wonderfest. I get to see so many people. It was great to see Augie and walk with Jeff and just see all the other models and the other model builders and just there are so many people that I know their face and I don't know their name. And Lance, I saw Lance. Lance was there. I can't say enough good things about Wonderfest, and it looks like the way it's going is just going to grow bigger and bigger and bigger. But it's that time. We've reached the point. We don't have Wonderfest to fight, to stress over what we're gonna do. It's time to get back to it. Time to get back to the thing that we love to do, the thing at hand, and that's going and building something. You don't need a contest to motivate you. Just do it just because. But until we meet again, I want to say to you, my friends, have fun, be safe, and go build something.
Pew 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 pew.